Alright, my first ever Andy Capp fry review, also a little bit of a story time. I think the first time I ever did this. I do have a story that goes along with eating not exactly these fries, the Andy Capp hot fries, but another flavor they don't sell anymore, so stay tuned. Cue the intro. What is up, everyone? It is the endorsement, and it is time for another review / story time. This is where I try something and tell you if you should like it or not. I can be very persuasive. So this is a little bit of nostalgia for me. I love the Andy Capp hot fries. I've eaten my fair share of these over the years. I have not had them in a hot minute. Rumor has it they have gotten a little smaller, but I'm wondering if the flavor and the crunch still remain. But if you are not familiar with the Andy Capp's hot fries, Andy Capp is a character. I want to say there was a comic strip back in the day, you know, to some of you kids out there, in the newspaper. You know what a newspaper is? Well, these newspapers would come weekly, and they would have a comic section, and then on Sundays they'd be like a really thick version of the paper, and they would have a very colorful version of the comic section, and Andy Capp's was a fixture in the comics. You could see him in his typical position laying on his couch right there. So we're going to get into these. These are oven baked, so let's check them out. Alright, before we do, you can see they also come in a cheddar fries flavor and a barbecue fries flavor. They also came in a salsa flavor back in the day, and that's where the story will begin with these fries. But if anyone out there can tell me where these barbecue fries versions are sold, let me know. Are they in your neck of the woods? Because I have looked everywhere, high and low. I know you can get these online, eBay and Amazon. Spend a little bit of money. I think it was $15 for 12 bags of the barbecue fries, but I have never seen the barbecue fries sold in any store anywhere I have looked. The hot fries and the cheddar fries are the only two flavors that I've seen, so now we're going to get into this. I just had to mention the other flavors and also put out a cry for help because I wanted to see if anyone knew where to get the barbecue fries. So here we go. Let's open these up. The Andy Capp's hot fries. Let's do it. All right. Opened up nice and easy, and as you can see, I got the big bag version. This was $2 at Dollar General. They come in a smaller bag. This is 8 ounces. I believe the smaller bag is even less than 4 ounces. It might be like 2.5 or 3 ounces. I could be wrong on that, but for $2 you can't go wrong with the big bag. So take a look inside. You see what we're dealing with, and yeah, I can see they do look a little bit thinner than what I was used to back in the day, but I will say the smell is on point, has that nice spice scent, and I know there is paprika in this and some other various spices in the ingredients, but I do not know what the exact spice or spices are that make these hot. But check out one of the fries right there, you can see. So I'm going to get into story time with this. Like I mentioned when they made the salsa version of the Andy Capp fries, let me go into a couple of these. These do seem thinner. They did seem a lot thicker back in the day, kind of mimicking more like a steak fry, but let's see if the taste is on point. Oh, forget about it. Yeah, no brainer. These are so good. Spice scale probably like a 3.5, but then it builds the more you eat these and stuff them into your face. But the heat is a nice steady heat, and it does increase the more you eat these, but the flavor is on point. You taste the paprika, and like I said, there's some type of maybe cayenne that I am tasting that gives it that little bit of heat, but the crunch is on point because they're oven baked. These are so good. They're nostalgic. They've been around forever. I think Andy Capp, he's been around forever. I don't even know. Do they still make comics? Are there still newspapers in the world? I don't know. All right, so let me take a couple more of these. I'm going to give you the story time like I have been teasing you through this whole video. It does involve Andy Capp fries and the salsa version. I'm going to do a couple more of these because it's been a hot minute since I've had these. We're going to rate these at the end of the video. I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this. I always like these nostalgic videos. Well, I'm not going to say that I always like them. Sometimes I try products that I had back in the day and they're not as good as I remember. Case in point, my Razzles video. That's old school. I think I made that like 3 or 4 years ago. The Razzles candy, the candy that is also a gum, and I was really disappointed in those. But these are on point. Every home should have these in the cupboard, in their pantry. It's endorsed. I know it. The score is going to be high, but stay tuned for my story as well as my rating. Yeah. All right, story time. So, I don't know, back in the day, I probably was in my late teens, early 20s, and I worked for an ink company, and I would drive the van around delivering ink to companies so they can use it on their presses. So one day I was on lunch at the shop, and my friend John actually got the job for me there, put a good word in for me. Shout out John. But so we were eating lunch. I remember I was eating a sub from a local sub shop in the area, and I bought a package of the Andy Capp's salsa fries that, again, I don't think they make them anymore. But as I was eating them, you get like the Cheetos dust on your fingers, so I had a bunch on my hand, and I kind of went like this, and I guess the dust particles went in the air and fell into my eyes. Not good. Legitimately thought I was blind. But thank God we are at an ink company, so we had the stations, you know, the eye wash stations. But because of the dust that was on the salsa fries, got into both eyes. They were stinging, they were pussing, they were like really, really hurting me, and I could not open them. I had to run over to one of the eye wash stations, put my eyeballs into those two holders right there and let the water shoot up into it. But even then, it took so long. It took like hours. I did not go home. No, I finished my shift. I actually made a couple deliveries later in the day, but my eyes were hurting for a couple days. So that's the story of the Andy Capp salsa fries that almost blinded me one day at work. And I do remember, just a side note, because I do love my food, hence doing food reviews, I was actually upset that I did not finish the sub, because the subs at this place, I forgot the name of it, so good. So good. This is way before any of the sub chains had really taken hold, so no Jersey Mike's, no Jimmy John's, I don't believe. These are these small mom and pop places, and I knew for the rest of the day I was upset that I did not finish my sub. But also I have another story that I will hit you up in bonus footage about that job, not so much about the Andy Capp fries. So let's give these a rating, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 100, with 1 meaning don't even waste your money, and 100 being the promised land of I'm going to give the Andy Capp's hot fries a rating of, these are 95 all day. 95 all day. One of my favorite snacks. Like I said, the heat level's about a 3.5, but the more you eat them, they kind of builds a little bit. And the crunch to these, because they are oven baked. And I mean, serving size is 28 fries. No, actually 50 fries. So it's about 6 grams of fat to eat about 50 of these fries. So yeah, there you go. Another review in the books. Please like, please comment, and please subscribe. Also, please not forget to check me out on Instagram and Twitter. That is social media getting the word of my channel out to the masses. In closing, please leave some comments below. Let me know your opinion on the Andy Capp's hot fries. Have you tried the big bag? And more importantly, do you know where to get the barbecue version? Because I really want to get those, but I don't want to spend $20 with shipping on 12 small bags of these. I would like to get the hookup on maybe a big bag and give the barbecue a try. So there you go. Stick around to bonus footage. I'll have another story for you on this review / story time on The Endorsement. All right, bonus footage, quick little story. So like I said, I would deliver in the company van to companies and deliver the ink to them. And there was one stop I had to drop off like 50 buckets, and it would take a while. I'd be on the dock. So I got to know a lot of the dock workers and the people that would help me unload the truck. So one day when the dock was open and we were unloading, I had actually brought my girlfriend at the time on the ride up with me. So we were going to make the delivery together, and then we were going to go back and pick up my car afterwards. So she actually came for the ride with me because it was about an hour long. But before we got to the company, I had her sit on a picnic table out front of the company so she didn't go into the building. I'm pretty sure that was off limits to bring a guest with you. So, I mean, it was probably wrong of me to bring anyone in the company vehicle with me, but you do things. But so I had her sitting there, and you could see her from the dock. And I remember the guy who was helping me unload the ink kind of saw her from a distance, and we were a long way away, but you can see, and he's like, wow, he's like, man, that's a cute girl. Maybe she's a new girl that works in the front office and she's on her break. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's cute. And I said, I'll bet you $50 I can have her get in the van with me and go with me to lunch. And he's like, nah, no way. She's not going to get in the car with a stranger. I'm like, put your money where your mouth is. $50. If I win next week when I deliver, give me $50. And if you win, I'll give you $50. He's like, okay. So I finished up the delivery and pulled around front, and he's standing. I could see him in the rearview mirror watching me from a distance. And she just gets in the van and we drive home. So the following week, I go to drop off, and he comes walking out shaking his head. He goes, what happened? He goes, what did you say to her? Let me guess. He goes, you probably just said, I have a bet for $50 with a guy in there. Can you just get in the van with me and then go down the road and I'll bring you back, or something along those lines? I'm like, no. I go, I didn't say anything like that. We actually went and we left. And he's like, no. And he goes, I even asked inside, and they said that there was no new girl working here, that I was so confused as to who it was, and more confused that she got into the van with a perfect stranger. I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do? So he reached in his pocket, gave me a $50 bill. I said, thank you. He's like, so you're going to tell me what you said? Are you going to tell me what happened? No.